If I could sum up what I've learned, Ryan, in my experience over the last 20 years leading teams, this is actually hard to do. Sum up leadership and what it takes
Yeah,
to
I'm like fascinated to hear you actually have an answer to that.
like one word that I found that actually creates like true leadership. And by leadership, I mean like true impact. When by that, I mean like, how do you help somebody who maybe who's not motivated and like drive them into action? Like, what does it take? And what I've found as a leader, Genshai. This word, Genshai. Kazentai. Excuse me. Wait,
I have no idea what that is. Is that Japanese?
No, it's Hindi.
Oh, okay.
It's an ancient Hindi word.
Okay.
Which means to never treat another person in a manner that would make them feel small.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that also dovetails including yourself.
Yeah.
If they feel small, that diminishing effect is one of the biggest cancers, the biggest destroying factors. Too many leaders blow themselves up, blow up their leadership by treating other people around them small. And so Genshai, to me.
So I have a question about that, right?
Yeah.
Because I've also seen usefulness in you as a leader showing strength, right? People love strength. You love the certainty that this person is going to lead you to the promised land, right? So I guess, how do you accomplish that, right? Helping your people have a better belief system while maintaining like humility, because that's almost what it sounds like, right? Is you're maintaining humility, but I think I don't think you would disagree that strength and that belief system you create for your people is also critical.
100%. So there's a fine balance, because you want to treat people like they're big. It's like what Gertu says: if you treat a man as he is, he'll stay as he is.
Yeah.
If you treat him as if he were what he could and ought to be, he'll become what he could and ought to be.
Of course.
So there's the balance between treating people big and then, but big doesn't mean soft.
Yeah.
So like, it's the whole principle of meekness is not weakness. So you can be meek and mighty, right? Like, I'm not talking about being a wimpy leader. Genshai, I'm going to be a wimpy leader because I don't want to treat you small. No, it's the opposite. It's actually being willing and able, equipped to have the needed conversations, the crucial conversations.
I love that.
And so you want to be, here's the key. Here's, like, with Genshai, this is one of the master strategies. I teach this all over, and it's game-changing. You want to be soft like a brick. You want to live Genshai truthfully is, you don't want to treat people, you don't want to be a wimpy leader and not be willing to have hard conversations, or like, I don't want to make you feel small, so I better like watch out, like I better not say this. No, Genshai is the opposite. Because it's being willing to have the needed conversation. Imagine this, dude, if we're not willing to have the needed crucial conversations when they're necessary, we're being selfish. Like,
we're
legit
robbing them.
Who are we thinking about? Well, I don't want to offend them. Who are we thinking about by not having that conversation?
How it's going to impact me emotionally.
They're going to blame me.
I'm
going to look like the bad. I don't want to be the bad guy, so I'm not going to have that conversation. But when we become equipped, where we're like, I know how to have this conversation in a way that treats them big, but I'm not going to treat them small and keep them where they're. I'm not going to underlead them. I'm going to have this conversation, and here's how it is. You want to be soft like a brick. The soft part is the spirit of Genshai, which is, listen, I see you. I see you. I'm going to care enough about you not to leave you where you're at. And, do I have your permission to challenge you? The golden question. Do I have your permission to challenge you? It all starts from a seedbed of Genshai, which is, do I have your best interest at heart? Do you know that? Do you feel that?
I love what you're sharing here with this concept. Genshi, am I saying that
Genshai.
right? Genshai.
So it's Genshai.
Okay, Genshai. If you truly care about growth and progression, you should be okay with coaching like that, right? Do you care about your feelings, or do you care about the result, right?
There it is.
And I think that's powerful. Some interesting things, soft as a brick. What I often share with sales leaders is to take 100% responsibility for everything in your life. And one of those things is to be direct, be powerful in your communication, but also take responsibility for how it lands. I was just listening to something the other day from Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you know Jordan Peterson, but he talked about a quote that we've heard called, the meek shall inherit the earth. And he said, I feel like oftentimes that's misinterpreted.
Yes.
That doesn't mean soft, right? It doesn't mean that you don't challenge, that you're not courageous. It means that you can wield the sword, but you choose to sheath it, right?
Jordan,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, that is incredible! Like, I love that, right?
That's soft like a brick.
Yes.
Because the soft part, there's two elements that are critical for soft like a brick. Soft is they have to know that you genuinely care about them.
Yeah.
If they feel from you that you genuinely have their best interest at heart, that's the soft part.
Yes.
The brick is being willing to have the needed conversation, whatever that might look like.
Yeah.
And being willing to have that and having a skill set to be able to communicate, and take responsibility for how they hear you. And nobody wants to be shamed and blamed and pointed at. And so how do you communicate in a way that's soft like a brick? And the spirit, the foundation is Genshai, is to never treat another person in a manner that would make them feel small, including yourself.
Yes. Got it. No, but it seems to me, and you referenced this earlier, but trust to me seems like the foundation. Like if you don't have that, then there's no way to build upon it. I feel like that has to be the core part. I mean, dude, would you agree with that? Or
100%. I see that as one of the 4 laws of leadership. Actually, one of my chapters in my book is called The 4 Laws of Leadership.
Okay, sweet.
And trust.
And that's in there?
Yeah, it's in fellowship. Yep.
Awesome.
And trust, don't fool yourself. Like into thinking like, oh, I'm going to lead this person to the highest degree possible if 1, you don't trust them, or 2, they don't trust you. And so the starting point for effective, like highly impactful leadership is they have to know that you trust them.
Yes.
Now, if you don't trust them, too many leaders, including myself early on, and I have to keep learning this and going, is too many leaders don't trust somebody on their team. And then they start blaming them. Well, I don't trust you. If I don't trust you, what am I doing? The ownership you were just talking about, responsibility. Taking responsibility for the lack of trust. Maybe they did something, but have we had that conversation about it? Because oftentimes those conversations will flush out and be like, oh, well, it was a misunderstanding. But too many of us as leaders, we don't trust somebody on our team, and we blame them for not being trustworthy.
Well, yeah, victim mentality.
First of all, what am I doing with somebody on my team that I don't trust? That's on me as a leader. And that's where, if we're not willing to have those crucial conversations, soft like a brick. Hey, listen, Ryan, there's a situation that just happened. It's been keeping me awake, honestly, at night. Like, this thing happened, and I saw it this way, but I wanted to understand from you.
For sure.
Like, is this what you meant? This is what I heard?
Yeah.
I don't even want to say these words to you, but like that type of conversation, and you'd be like, yeah, no, I did say that. Like, okay, well, that's a problem with me. Let's duke this out right now.
Love it.
Dude, Ben, what are you talking about? No, I wasn't trying to recruit your guy. You and I have had this conversation. No, Ryan, I wasn't trying to recruit your guy. You haven't. And it's been back with you. Same with me.
For sure.
Like, Ben, I wasn't trying to recruit your guy. You haven't. That trust. But imagine if we weren't willing to have those conversations, I would hate you today.
Yeah, but the way you approach that conversation is profound, right? Because I think it comes down to, no matter how thin you slice it, there's always 2 sides. And sometimes I feel like I have looked at situations and I'm like, I have all of the information I need to know. I know what they did, and I am coming after them. And early in my career, I would come in guns a-blazing. And then I'd leave a lot of conversations with egg on my face. I'm like, I did not understand it, right? You burn the relationship to the ground instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt as you approached it with me. And yes, the outcome might still be the same, but let's at least get some perspective. And in my experience, it never is as black and white as what you have made it to believe. Maybe there is some truth to that. Maybe there is some breakdowns.
And you got to flesh that out and communicate that
out.
But
it's usually not as bad as sometimes it gets communicated up to us, right? So I love that. Super profound.